Hi everyone, welcome to JSR Voice. So today I want to discuss with you one problem and its solution under income from capital gain. So already in the previous lecture I discussed the introduction part as well as one problem and its solution. So here I am going to take another question and let us solve income from capital gain for that. Okay, let us go into the lecture. And before going into starting the solution, you should know introduction part. I explained it clearly in the previous lecture. You can go through that, and here I will just explain it briefly. Income from capital gain is one of the head of income for every assessee. So capital gain means what? Capital gain means if any assessee is selling his asset, okay, then the profit whatever he gets, that is known as capital gain. Okay, so here assets are two types, non-financial assets and financial assets. So here non-financial assets are nothing but land and buildings, plant and machinery, equipment, jewelry, all this. Okay, so we are going to discuss a problem under non-financial assets. So here again we should determine whether that non-financial asset is long-term asset or short-term capital asset. Okay, so for discussion of for determining whether that is long-term or short-term, we have to take the assets separately. Land and buildings. For land and buildings, we need to consider 2 years period. If the assessee is holding that asset for 2 years, for less than 2 years, and he is selling that asset, then we can call that asset as a short term capital asset. Okay, in case of land and buildings, asset is land and buildings, and assessee actually purchased that asset and he is using for less than 2 years period in selling it off. Okay, and sales are done before 2 years period, and we can call that asset as a short term capital asset. It is applicable, 2 years period is applicable for land and buildings, and if he is using that asset for more than 2 years and selling that land and buildings, then we can call it as a long term capital asset. Okay, in case of other assets, for land and buildings 2 years period we should take, but for other assets like plant and machinery, equipment, jewelry, gold, okay, we should take 3 years period. If the asset is held by the assessee for less than 3 years period and then he is selling it off, we have to call it as a short term capital asset. If the asset is sold by using, or if the asset is held by the assessee for more than 3 years period, then we have to call it as long term capital asset. Okay, so 3 years period should be taken for other assets and 2 years period will be taken for land and buildings. Hope this is clear, and let us go see the format. This is a format for calculation of income from capital gains. Okay, so now let us go to the our question and let us solve it. So this is our question that we are going to discuss today. Mr. Y and Charan. Mr. Y and Charan. Okay, Y and Charan is the name of the assessee, and assessee is selling his residential house for how many rupees? 33 lakhs. So house is nothing but a building. So 2 years period should be taken into account for determining whether that is a long term or short term. Okay, so he is selling that asset for 33 lakhs when on 10th August 2023. So 23 and 24, April 1st 2023 to 31st March 2024, our previous year. So he is selling that asset during the previous year. That is why we have to calculate it now. Okay, so what is the index number of the previous year? 348. So index number of the previous year is 348, and he purchased that asset on 5-11-1988 for rupees 1,02,000. So he purchased in the year 1988 and he is selling during the previous year. He is using that asset for more than 2 years. Then we have to call it as long term capital asset. Once it becomes a long term capital asset, our duty is to check whether that asset is purchased before 1-4-2001 or after 1-4-2001. So when he is purchasing in the year 1988, so he purchased this building, this house, before 1-4-2001. Note that point. This is useful for calculation of indexed cost of acquisition. Hope this is clear. And fair market value, market value means FMV on 1-4-2001 is 8 lakhs. This is useful for finding out index to cost of acquisition. And stamp duty value is 9 lakhs. Okay, so now this problem is very important because stamp duty value is given, and how to deal with that while calculating index to cost of acquisition, we are going to learn it now. Okay, so if selling expenses are 50,000, what are selling expenses here? 50,000, and we have to calculate income from capital gain. Okay, so let us solve it now. This is a question. And what you understood in this question, we understood that this YN Charan is a assessee, and he is going to he actually sold the asset. Okay, so on which date he sold the asset? He sold that asset on in the previous year, and for how many rupees? 33 lakhs. And here purchasing price is 1,02,000, fair market value is 8 lakhs, stamp duty value is 9 lakhs, and selling expenses are 50,000. This is the information that is available here. Let us do calculation of income from capital gain. Okay, so always we should follow this format for calculation of income from capital gain. Okay, so on the top we should write one heading. What is the heading that we are going to record here? That is computation of income from capital gain of Mr. The name of the person will be recorded here. What is the name of that person? Mr. YN Charan. So let us write the name of the person here. Mr. YN Charan. Okay, so Mr. YN Charan for the assessment year 2024 and 25. This is the heading that we are going to give here. Hope this is clear. And next we have to draw columns. They are particulars amount, and this is a format that we are going to follow for calculation of income from capital gains. First item is consideration received. Okay, always for every problem this is a format that we are going to follow, and whatever values are given in the question and what to take, that I will explain, and we should record all this in the format. Whatever are necessary we will keep like this. If anything is unnecessary, that we will remove. Okay, so consideration received means selling price of the asset. So assessor sold that asset, the amount whatever he is receiving out of that sale, it is called consideration received. So it is how much in our question? 33 lakhs. Okay, he is selling that house for 33 lakhs. Okay, let us take in the place of consideration received 33 lakhs. Next is selling expenses. Selling expenses are nothing but transfer expenses. That also are available in the question. It is 50,000. Selling expenses are 50,000. Let us record selling expenses in that place. Okay, in the place of selling expenses here. So 50,000 we are going to write. And 50,000 we should deduct from 33 lakhs. How much we are going to get? We are going to get 32 lakhs 50,000. You have to deduct 50,000 from 33 lakhs. How much you are going to get? You are going to get 32 lakhs 50,000. Okay, that is known as net consideration. That is known as net consideration. So net consideration is 32 lakhs 50,000. Hope this is clear for everyone. And next we have to deduct cost of acquisition or index to cost of acquisition. So cost of acquisition when we have to deduct, index to cost of acquisition when we have to deduct. If our asset is a short term capital asset, we have to deduct cost of acquisition. If our asset is long term capital asset, we have to deduct index to cost of acquisition. Any one we are going to deduct here. So while reading our question, I told that our asset, our residential house is long term capital asset because it was purchased in the year 1988 and they are selling during the previous year. So it is used for more than 2 years. It is long term capital asset. Okay, then we have to deduct index to cost of acquisition, not cost of acquisition. I am removing this cost of acquisition. Okay, and Do we have indexed cost of acquisition in the question? No, it is not available. We have to calculate that indexed cost of acquisition. How to calculate it? Let us take the formula. So what formulas are there for calculation of indexed cost of acquisition? There are two formulas and we are going to select any one. So how to select that? We should see when the asset is purchased. Before 1-4-2001 or after 1-4-2001. If the asset is purchased before 1-4-2001, we are going to take model 1 formula, this model 1 formula. And if asset is purchased by the assessee after 1-4-2001, we are going to take model 2 formula. Hope this is clear. So here our assessee actually purchased that asset in the year 1988. So he purchased before 1-4-2001. So we are going to take model 1. Okay. So this model 1 we are going to take, and model 2 I am deleting, because model 2 is not suitable for us. That is useful whenever the asset is purchased after 1-4-2001. But our assessee is purchasing that asset before 1-4-2001. Okay, that is why we are taking model 1. What is a model 1 formula? Indexed cost of acquisition is equal to original cost or FMV of the asset on 1-4-2001, whichever is higher. So how to calculate it? Let me write it here. Indexed cost of acquisition is equal to original cost of the asset. We should take original cost. Okay, what is the original cost? Purchasing price of the asset, that is 1,02,000 students. He purchased it for how many rupees? 1,02,000. Let us take 1,02,000 there. So 1,02,000, and next are FMV of the asset on 1-4-2001. So FMV also should be taken. So what is FMV? Fair market value of that asset on 1-4-2001, that is 8 lakhs students. Okay, 8 lakhs we are going to take. So 8 lakhs. So out of these two, highest one should be selected. Which is the highest one? 8 lakhs. Okay, so I will select 8 lakhs. 1,02,000 we are not going to take. We are going to take only 8 lakhs. I will just change the color of the selected one. That only we take into account while calculating. Okay, so what you have to do? You have to circle. Okay, around 8 lakhs. Whatever you select, that should be circled. So 8 lakhs I selected. And if stamp duty value is not given in the question, we can proceed with 8 lakhs. But in any problem, if stamp duty value is given, then we should compare this selected one with the stamp duty value. Okay, lesser one should be taken out of those two. So what we should do, first we have to select the highest one out of these two. So highest one is 8 lakhs out of these two, 1,02,000 or 8 lakhs. Which is the highest one? 8 lakhs. We selected that. If stamp duty value is not given, we can proceed with 8 lakhs. If stamp duty value is given in the question, then we have to take into account stamp duty value also. The selected one here and stamp duty value, both should be compared. The least one should be taken. Okay. So if we compare this 8 lakhs with the stamp duty value, what is the stamp duty value here? That is 9 lakhs. So if we compare this 8 lakhs, the selected one, with the stamp duty value 9 lakhs, which is the least one? 8 lakhs is the least one. So that should be selected again. Hope this is clear, students. Note this point. Here I am comparing the selected one 8 lakhs rupees with the stamp duty value, because stamp duty value also is given in the question. Okay, least one should be taken. So 8 lakhs or 9 lakhs, which is least? 8 lakhs. So I am taking 8 lakhs only here. Okay, hope this is clear, students, for everyone. I am writing here or stamp duty value. What is the stamp duty value here? 9 lakhs. So out of these two, which one again we are going to select? Least one. Out of 8 lakhs and 9 lakhs, least one should be selected. Least one is 8 lakhs. That is why selected one I just kept 8 lakhs in red color only. Okay, so 8 lakhs is selected one. First we should select least of the two, highest of the two. Original cost or FMV, highest is 8 lakhs. Again we should compare 8 lakhs with the stamp duty value. So least one should be selected. 8 lakhs is least one, that is why I selected 8 lakhs only. Okay, hope this is clear for everyone, students. If stamp duty value is not given, that 9 lakhs we are not going to take. Only highest one out of those first two we are going to take. Okay, so next 8 lakhs is selected into what is the previous year index number? Check the formula. Next we are going to take previous year index and divide by 100. Okay, so previous year index number is, you can see in the question, it is available, and remember that previous year index number, one number you have to remember, that is 348. Sometimes it will be given in the question, sometimes it will not be available in the question. Only previous year index number is 348, remember that. And 1-4-2001 index number is 100. Remember these two numbers. Sometimes they give, sometimes they may not give. So if you remember these two, that will be good. And remaining other index numbers will be given in the question compulsorily. So 8 lakhs into 348 divided by, we should take 100. See the formula, previous year index divided by 100. So I have taken 100 here. Okay, so previous year index number divided by 100. So what we should do? 8 lakhs into 348 divided by 100. You have to calculate 8 lakhs, because selected one is 8 lakhs, into 348 divided by 100. So how much you will get? 27 lakhs 84,000. So 27 lakhs 84,000 we will get. Okay. That is our indexed cost of acquisition. If we calculate that, we are going to get 27 lakhs 84,000. So that is indexed cost of acquisition, students. Hope this is clear. And let us go and record that in the place of indexed cost of acquisition. 27 lakhs 84,000. Okay, and this indexed cost of acquisition you should deduct from net consideration 32 lakhs 50,000. So how much you will get? You check it. You will get 4 lakhs 66,000. We will record here 4 lakhs 66,000. Next, after this we should deduct indexed cost of improvement. So when we deduct indexed cost of improvement, if any additions are made to the asset, our asset is residential house. If suppose assessee is constructing any one room or any one floor, okay, then we are going to treat it as improvement. Then we will calculate indexed cost of improvement. In this problem, there is no discussion like that in the question. Okay, so we are not going to calculate indexed cost of improvement. If you don't want to write, you can leave that. Okay, if you want to write, you have to put dash in the amount column. So here already I have written no, so that is why I am just writing nil or dash. Anything you can write. Okay, nil. It is not available. Again, how much we will get? Same amount, 4,66,000 we will get. Okay, and again from that we are going to deduct deductions under 54. So here in the problem, in the question, there is no discussion of 54 section deductions. So it is also nil. In few problems we get deductions under section 54, then we have to deduct it. Okay, so that is also nil now. Again, how much amount we get if we deduct that nil from 4,66,000? We get same amount, no? 4,66,000. So that is in positive amount. So we have to treat it as income from capital gain. Otherwise it will become loss. Okay, here it is income from capital gain only. That is 4,66,000. This is a solution for this problem. Hope you all understood this. Let me show clearly question as well as solution what I did here for this problem. This is question that we discussed. I took this question from H. Premraj book, Pankaj Publications, because so many students follows Pankaj Publications textbook. That is why I too took that from that textbook, so that it will be useful for the students. And next, this is a solution. I have drawn a format and I recorded all the values here one by one. I discussed that also with you all. And here, calculation of index to cost of acquisition. This is how we did, but here one point you have to notice, stamp duty value is given, so that also I compared with the selected one. Okay, so you have to notice that point. That point is important in this problem. Hope this is clear for everyone. If you understand this class, share this video to others so that it will be useful for other students who want the solution and explanation of this problem. If you understand the class, like the video, share it and subscribe the channel. Thank you.